Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the living one, the Spirit, which moves all things in place. Blessings to all the children that love and serve the Spirit of Truth. It must be the Spirit of Truth. I have been in this fight, and ever since I've learned about this reality construct, that we are simply souls that have been captured inside of a flesh suit by a lower dimensional God that has been given a great deal of power. As the Bible says that all power was given unto the beast, the first and second beast. The Bible talks about many beasts. And I was floating through Facebook, and embarrassingly so, I went and looked at my brother's Facebook page. I haven't checked it out for well over a year and a half. Sometimes I just get a wild hair to go and check that stuff out. And he had here. This post here. Nice job, Dark Braden. So I made a comment because this woman here, Beth Resnick, on my brother's posts, laughed about something that somebody posted and said, "Love reading it too, Cindy. Clearly your sides are drawn. I think it's sad that these are our choices." Now, mind you, I haven't talked on my brother's, so over a year and a half, I probably haven't even visited. So I replied, "Why even vote for the lesser of two evils? Does that make any sense at all? Why would anybody do such a thing?" My mother used to say that as well, man. I'd ask her, who she voted for when I was sleeping myself, though I've never voted in my life. And like she'd voted for Obama, and she's like, or maybe it was Trump. It doesn't really matter. They're left wing, right wing are the two same things. So anyways, I said, I never understood why people would do that. Also, after all the charges were brought up on Trump, and this is something that if in one of my videos, probably about 130 or so videos back, somewhere around there, I have made a prophecy, folks. I have prophesied that Trump would be found guilty of all these charges, and that he will also be the first American president that has these felony charges and is still voted into office. Clearly, you can see that the selection is on its way. So, after all the charges have been brought up on Trump, I said he would be found guilty, and he was in this political action film taking place right in front of us. I thought to myself, it doesn't matter that he will be found guilty. He will still be voted into office, being the first president in the White House with a felony record, mocking the American people and telling you that the country is ran by thugs, and it is. It is a hive, and they are all in it together. Remember when COVID first came out? What were they saying? Like birds of a feather, all in it together. The world is in it together. It's a hive, folks. Do you understand? There is an entity, a true entity that controls and has power over the flesh. Two wings, left and right wing, controlled by one head, the Vatican. Ecclesiastes 7:3, consider the works of God, who can make straight what I have made crooked. So there is a creator that allowed look, here at Revelations 13:15 tells us the second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast so that it could speak and cause those who refused to worship it to be killed. So here we have two beasts. One's being permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast. When is the very first time that beast is mentioned in the Bible? Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, Bible Hub. Thought that I might be able to get to it from there. God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds. This is a hidden meaning, for God created the United Nations, each according to their kinds. Somebody asked me about this the other day, and they said, that ain't true. I'm telling you, it is true. Look. Here, 2 Peter 2:12. These are as natural, irrational animals, creatures of instinct, born to be captured and destroyed. They blaspheme in matters they do not understand, and like such creatures, they too will be destroyed. Over here, the King James Bible. But this is why it's important to read multiple versions, because I don't always understand the version, what it's being said, but these are as natural brute beasts. Genesis 1:25, made to be taken and destroyed. This is what gives it away. Speak. These beasts here speak. What beasts on the face of the earth can speak? Us. Mankind. Mankind created on the sixth day of creation. Mankind in gematria comes to 66. In simple gematria. Okay, mankind's what's created on the sixth day of creation. This is the sixth day of creation. Satan, the devil, the beast, this God, Elohim, is the beast. God made the beast. This is the God of the beast. Elohim, look, Elohim here is a plural of the Supreme Creator. It's something used of the Supreme Creator. Used right here. So there's a Supreme. I don't even say God. The Supreme Spirit of Truth. The Spirit. The Truth. Okay? And this is used of the Spirit and Truth. So this God here, Elohim, saying, having a conversation, gods, this is your gods. Okay, we are gods. Us, we're fallen angels. We're the third of the stars that were swept from the host of the heaven. We're the one that came in here on a lie. Satan said that we could live in a flesh suit, and he told us that we could live in it forever. That's the lie that it's telling us in the Bible, because God said that you shall surely die if you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You don't understand that you are living in a deluded world. So this is mankind that's being created here on the sixth day. Genesis chapter 1. Right here, God creates mankind. So when you add the sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66, and this is taking place on the sixth day of creation. It has everything to do with Revelations 13:18. 13:18 Bible Hub, Revelations. That's what this number has to deal with, is the sixth day of creation. The sixth day of creation, 6, the beasts that were created on the sixth day of creation, 6, and that man, that God that created man in his image on the sixth day, that is your 666. Okay, and this is what makes up, mankind is what makes up the 666, because mankind is a system. This is a system. It's whatever this word is, a hexacosio, and hex, meaning a hex. This is why everything that they show you in Hollywood when they're doing domes and they're shooting stuff up at the sky.
Let's get away from that tree! Let's get away from that tree!
Right there. This is why they show you all the time that you have this firmament that's above us. You see, this is why they have the six-headed hexagon here. Everything, this is why the ancient ancestors used to use beehives as part of the symbolism and stuff, because the beehive is made perfectly symmetrical. There you go, man. We live underneath of a firmament. Now, I'm not telling you that the firmament is a physical object like this. The firmament is something that was created in the mind, the hive mind of the Lord God. We live in a hive, folks. Okay, you are a soul that has been trapped inside of cells. Your body is made up of a cell. We are underneath of a firmament, which is considered a vault of heaven, and a soul trapped inside of a cell suit, a flesh suit, which is a flash of light. Let's get on with our Judges, chapter 11. Jephthah and Gileadite was a mighty warrior. His father was Gilead. His mother was a prostitute. That makes a lot of sense. Gilead's wife also bore him sons. And when they were grown up, they drove Jephthah away. Well, Gilead's wife also bore him sons. And when they were grown up, they drove Jephthah away. You are not going to get any inheritance in our family, they said, because you are the son of another woman. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and settled in the land of Tob, where the gang of scoundrels gathered around him and followed him. Sometime later, when the Ammonites were fighting against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to get Jephthah from the land of Tob. Come, they said, be our commander so we can fight the Ammonites. Jephthah said to them, didn't you hate me and drive me from your father's house? Why do you come to me now when you are in trouble? The elders of Gilead said to him, nevertheless, we are turning to you now. Come with us to fight the Ammonites, and you will be head over all who lived in Gilead. Jephthah answered, suppose you take me back to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gives them to me. Will I really be your head? The elders of Gilead replied, the Lord is our witness. We will certainly do as you say. So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him head and commander over them, and he repeated all his words before the Lord in Mizpah. Then Jephthah sent messengers to the Ammonites' king with the question, what do you have against me that you have attacked my country? The king of the Ammonites answered Jephthah's messengers, when Israel came up out of Egypt, they took away my land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, all the way to the Jordan. Now give it back peacefully. Jephthah sent back messengers to the Ammonite king, saying, this is what Jephthah says, Israel did not take the land of Moab or the land of the Ammonites, but when they came up out of Egypt, Israel went through the wilderness to the Red Sea and on the Kadesh. Then Israel sent messengers to the king of Edom, saying, give us permission to go through your country. But the king of Edom would not listen. They sent also to the king of Moab, and he refused. So Israel stayed at Kadesh. Next they traveled through the wilderness, skirted in lands of Edom and Moab, passed along the eastern side of the country of Moab, and camped on the other side of the Arnon. They did not enter the territory of Moab, for the Arnon was its border. Then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in Heshbon, and said to them, "Let us pass through your country to our own place." Sihon, however, did not trust Israel to pass through his territory. He mustered all his troops and encamped at the Jahaz and fought with Israel. Then the Lord, the God of Israel, gave Sihon and his whole army into Israel's hands, and they defeated them. Israel took over all the land of the Amorites who lived in that country, capturing all of it, from the Arnon to the Jabbok, and from the desert to the Jordan. Now, since the Lord, the God of Israel, has driven out the Amorites out before his people Israel, what right have you to take it over? Will you not take what your God Chemis gives you? Likewise, whatever the Lord our God has given us, we will possess. Are you any better than Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he ever quarrel with Israel or fight with them? For 300 years Israel occupied Heshbon, Arar, the surrounding settlements, and all the towns along the Arnon. Why didn't you retake them during that time? I have not wronged you, but you are doing me wrong by waging war against me. Let the Lord, the judge, decide the dispute this day between the Israelites and the Ammonites. I mean, so these battles have been taking place ever since, Moses coming, even Noah and their families and stuff after they multiplied. What's really difficult concept here is to think, if Noah's Ark existed, we had 8 Israelites, as told in the story, that would be brought on to the ark. Now, there is a parable in that setup where it says to bring 2 of every beast of the earth. So I've been teaching you that the beasts of the earth are the Gentile. So it is possible that Gentile did get on the ship, and that not millions of animals were saved, but maybe only 50 or 60,000 animals. Who knows? The story doesn't mesh of Noah's Ark simply because you only have 8 zookeepers on an ark taking care of all those animals. How did you feed them, and how did they clean up the feces and the urine? It would have became a complete bomb, a floating bomb in the middle of the ocean. Okay. Okay, but you are doing me wrong by waging war against me. Let the Lord, the judge, decide the dispute this day between the Israelites and the Ammonites. The king of Ammon, however, paid no attention to the message Jephthah had sent. Then the Spirit of the Lord came on Jephthah. He crossed Gilead and Manasseh, passing through Mizpah and Gilead, and from there he advanced against the Ammonites. And Jephthah made a vow to the Lord, "If you give the Ammonites into my hands, whoever comes out of the door of my house to meet me when I return in triumph from Ammonite will be the Lord's. Ammonites will be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering." And I've showed you many times at all that the Lord finds no favor in burnt offerings, incense offerings, or any of that. Then Jephthah went over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave them into his hands. He devastated 20 towns from Aroer to the vicinity of Menith, as far as Abel Keramim. Thus Israel subdued Ammon. When Jephthah returned to his home in Mizpah, who should come out to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sound of timbrels? Really? His daughter, huh? She was an only child. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. When he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh no, my daughter, you have brought me down, and I am devastated. I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." "My father," she said, "you have given your word to the Lord. Do to me just as you promised. Now the Lord has avenged you and your enemies, the Ammonites. But grant me this one request," she said. "Give me 2 months to roam the hills and weep with my friends, because I will never marry." "You may go," he said, and he let her go for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept because she would never marry. After the 2 months, she returned to her father, and he did to her as he vowed, and she was a virgin. From this comes the Israelite tradition that each year the young women of Israel go out for 4 days to commemorate the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite. Now that sounds horrifying. Once again, one of those things that just doesn't sound right to me. But hey, this is what's written in the Bible. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of the things that are said in this Bible about the prophets, the saints, this is what it means, that they will wear you down. Remember when Jesus said this? Okay, right here. "Do not give to the dogs what is holy. Do not cast your pearls before swine. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces." And this is exactly what they've done. This is the trampling of the court. This is the trampling of the word. You understand that the Bible is duality. And this parable is talking about this book that I'm reading to you. Jesus said that you don't give to the pigs what is holy. He's talking about your book, the holy book, what we're reading here to you, the sacred words. Okay, also understand that words on this plane of existence are the speak of the devil, man. Language is the speak of the devil. When we speak this language, we are literally speaking names of demons out of our mouths and calling on demons, and you don't even realize it. This is why the word gory is in glory, and the word sincere is in sin, or sin is in sincere. This is why the word hate is in hate, because it's a devil speak tongue. And these people have cast a spell over you and pulled a trick over your eyes. This reality is a veil. The firmament is a veil. "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate the waters from the waters. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate the waters." A vault to separate the waters from the waters. The firmament that is above us is not this type of thing. This is just a truth bomb from Hollywood that they're telling you that we live underneath of a dome. I mean, Hollywood's been putting it right in front of our faces. You just got to see the truth. It's right here in front of you. We do live underneath of a firmament, folks. There you go. I've been telling people for a long time, man. My family, everyone hates me for learning this, or at least maybe people have known, and they hate me for speaking about it, about exposing it and bringing it into light. So I've been telling everybody that we live in a game simulation. Right there. Loading game program. We live in a program. We live in a simulation. You think I'm lying? Here, 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, in order that Satan should not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes. Peculiarly over here, King James Bible, lest Satan should get advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We are trapped in a simulation of devices.
I was feeling kind of restless while when I for a walk. I ran into a strange for hours. We just talked, and I've waited for this moment all my life. And when I asked him to explain it, he just smiled and told me that things will get much better. Night is new age eve, even change the weather, and do things you won't believe. Tricks. When I asked him to explain, he just smiled and told me, I said, Jesus, won't you save me?
I said, Jesus, won't you save me? Jesus, won't you save me? A dead skull right in front of your face. Folks, I've done so many lessons, and I could run off 5 parables right now off the top of my head about Jesus and being dead. Romans 6:3, man. Did you not know that when you're baptized in Christ Jesus, you're baptized into his death? Romans 8:10, if the body of Christ be in you, then your body is dead because of sin. 1:18, Revelation says, I fell down at his feet like a dead man. Everything surrounding with Jesus Christ is dead. All of it. And people don't understand that this is a lower dimensional God that created this plane of existence, the material world. The Creator's spirit. He's requiring us to come back and worship him in spirit and truth. And it's just that simple, folks. The Spirit allowed this entity, a divinity, a supreme divinity, which is something separate that is not of God any longer, something that fell away from God. You feel like you're you, and I feel like I'm me. Satan feels the exact same way, man. Satan feels that he is God. Satan exalts himself up before God's throne. Okay? I showed you guys this the other day. I'm going to have to keep driving it home. Because mankind, I told you, created on the 6th day of creation is 666. The beast and mankind created on the 6th day of creation is 666. God of Israel is also 666 in English gematria. Also, God of Israel in Hebrew gematria is skull and bones. Sorry, I'm just pointing stuff out. And when you look at this here number, Strong's Concordance number 1. Sorry, guys. Strong's Concordance number 111. Lawless, illegal, criminal, lawless. Those are not it. And this caused me a great deal of conflict in my heart, because now I'm really digging into Yahweh, because Yahweh is the God of Israel. And something keeps coming into my mind. Lots of different verses come into my mind now that Yahweh told Adam and Eve that if they ate from that tree, that you guys would surely die that day. Now, among Adam and Eve were of the living, because it was the breath of God that was put on them that made them the living, right? So those that were created on the 6th day are the walking dead. They're an illusion. Those that are created are a fabrication. It's a hallucination. And they are trapped in the flesh suit. People that don't get it will probably never get it. The other religions believe that you go through life, you don't get it, you're sent back, you do it again, you get beat up some more, you get beat up some more, and you get beat up some more, and you get to do it all over again. But then I think to myself, what about those people that go through their lives and they've tortured young girls, they've tortured young boys? What about those people that are in powerful positions like the Pope and cardinals and deacons, priests, bishops, pastors, and these people that we place in these positions of power that they're supposed to, you think, are in our best interest, to only find out that they're not, and that they do abominating things in chambers behind closed doors. They perform in criminal acts. I'm sorry, folks, that I'm in this Bible because I love the Creator, number one, the Supreme Spirit. I truly yield to the Supreme Spirit. I yield to nothing on this plane of existence. I yield to no gods that are written into the Bible that are called men. Okay? I worship the Spirit of truth, and I suggest you jump on this train, this Spirit of truth train, because without the truth on you, then you walk in the lie. It's that simple. Okay? I am not leading anybody astray. I am reading you context right out of the Bible. I'm showing you the breakdowns from Greek, breakdowns to Hebrew, breakdowns into English. I'm showing you that the English language is a split-tongue language. This is why the Native Americans that lived here said that the white man speaks with a split tongue. Well, we do speak with the split tongue because our language is a split-tongue language, and it's that simple. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Much love. When you do your thing in private, and that's what I tell you to do. Your walk is with you and God, not your walk is with you and a congregation of people that are all worshiping the devil. I'm telling you, stay out of those churches. They are the walking dead inside of there. You go inside one of those churches, then you better be going in that church to do some battling with those Christians and straighten them out. Because Jesus Christ himself is the devil as well. Revelations 22:13 Bible Hub. Jesus tells you himself that he's the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. The Alpha here is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet here. Hebrew origin, because Hebrew language was the first written language. Okay? Well, coming from the texts. Okay? And then the first letter, the Omega, is the last letter of the Greek alphabet. Okay, so you have Hebrew and Omega, Hebrew and Greek, two languages being intertwined by who? Those Jews that are in the province of Israel today. The ones that are of the demons. Those in the province of Israel are not the chosen children of God. Okay, the chosen children of God are a nation of people with their faces dark to the ground. They are black. Okay, their hair is woolly. They're like sheep, and this is why God calls them sheep. It's a reference to the hair on their head. Jesus says that he's the first. What's this? This is the firstborn. Jesus is the last. What's this? It's the Last Supper. Firstborn, Last Supper. Jesus tells you he's the beginning. What's this? This is a commencement of time. It's a chief or commencement. Jesus is the end. The beginning is 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 24 hours. Jesus told you that he's the beginning. The beginning of time, Elohim, gods. The gods of this plane of existence that rule this world. Okay? They are under order too. They are all, even though they feel that they are separate of the Supreme Creator and that their own personalities, they're their own people more than anything else, they know that they're of God too. And it says in the Bible, they know that their time is short. Now, what's short? Things have escalated a great deal over the last 3-4 years. I mean, horribly, terribly. Now, I need you all to understand that this plane of existence feeds on fear, okay? Doesn't feed on the dead unless at that point in time your soul didn't find salvation. And then the darkness shall feed on your soul, meaning possibly rebirthed into this plane of existence, possibly the hellfire, I don't know, possibly being speared with something going through your chest, your body, your flesh, being blown up, possibly war taking place. However, this God here, let me show you. I know I get rolling sometimes. I just can't stop. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, Bible Hub. Okay, this is huge, and I need people to understand this. Yahweh is the supreme creator of this plane of existence. Yahweh is the one that is in control. Yahweh is the one that's went from all the gods, all the other gods, to Yahweh is one God. And Yahweh says, I form the light. This is the Lord. The Lord is Yahweh. I form the light. I create the darkness. Light is illumination. Light is luminaries. Now, so when you look at luminaries, it's a person who inspires or influences others, especially one prominent in a particular sphere. A natural light-giving body. The body here is the body of flesh, because the light, our flesh suits are nothing but flash suits. They are pieces of flesh. The flesh is flash, especially the sun or moon, that the light comes. We are vibratory beings, folks. You understand? We are magnetic beings. This is why we have these negative, positive poles. This is why they call it 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons, because that's what makes up the atom. An atom doesn't move in the manner that you think they do. Atoms move back and forth and they create a friction. That's the light as we see it in the ether of this reality. The flesh isn't real, but it's been captured by something that makes you think that it's real. Makes you think that the flesh is all that you are. Makes you disconnected from the spirit. You see, the spirit of truth, the living one outside this plane of existence, a God of love, all right, who's not a two-faced God. He's not a God of love and a God of war. Okay, there's something greater that is pure love. Okay, this plane of existence, the gods that control are not pure love. They're both good and evil. Right here. I bring prosperity and create calamity. God creates the light and he creates the darkness. He creates the evil. This God down here creates the evil. He creates the good. He is the supreme divinity of himself. This is the God that claims himself as one God, in that there are no other gods. Well, there are other gods. There are other gods, aren't there? But Yahweh is saying to you, Israel, a particular people, you shall place no other gods before him. So the Lord here is your creator, Yahweh. You understand that Yahweh didn't create the Gentile race. Yahweh put you in a garden, and the anagram for a garden is dragon, a dragon. The garden, God places you in the garden of the dragon, and he gave you a command, and the purpose of that command was a way for the Spirit, the Supreme Spirit, to wage war against those that fell against him and who are leading his people and his angels astray. It's a very complex story here. It's deep. It's when I have my mind on the Spirit all the time, folks. I am reading all the time. I am asking for wisdom all the time. I'm begging for the truth to always remain on me and never to leave me. And it's a difficult fight. because, we want to be loved. We want to be around people. We want to be appreciated. And when you're in this kind of truth and you're deep into theology and you're discussing your thoughts on this plane of existence with others, everybody's saying to you, it's my way, it's right. And over here, they're saying it's my way and it's right. And I'm telling everybody that you got to go. The reason why Jesus left at the age of 12 is because he went to seek out all religions. This is why he was gone for 18 years before he came back and started his ministry, because he was out learning about all of the different religions. This is why I'm telling people you got to learn about all the different religions, because the truth is in us. When it was thrown down here to the ground, the truth is in us, folks. We are the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We know what's right. We know what's wrong. We choose. When we're snorting the drugs, man, after about a year and you're all spun out and strung out, man, you're sucked up, you're beat up, you're tore up from the floor up, you know damn well you're feeling it. You're like, it ain't right. And then you get clean maybe for a while, and then you go back again. And you get clean for a while, and you go back again. That voice that's in our head, it never stops for any of us. That's the voice where it says in the Bible that I shall place enmity between you and the woman and crush your head and smack her heel. Crush your head is that eternal voice inside of your head that's always popping up these ideas inside of your head to go out and engage with the world. That's what Satan wants you to do. Satan is the world. Those that love the world are at enmity with God. So this is the supreme divinity of this plane of existence. Yahweh is the supreme creator of this plane of existence. Yahweh God, the Lord Yahweh, God Elohim. Yahweh Elohim is both good and evil. He tells you that he's both good and evil. He's telling Israel, do as I say, and you will be led righteously. Okay? He uses what he created evil to correct you when you are straying from a righteous path. He's using the Gentile to bust your mouth wide open. Aren't you tired of getting your ass busted wide open, Israel? When this fight takes place, I'm just going to sit on the sidelines because I'm 61 years old and too damn old to fight anyone anyways. But I'm just going to sit there and watch everything on the sidelines. And if I'm wearing the Spirit's cloak and he's protecting me, then I don't have a damn thing to worry about. And if he isn't wearing, if I'm not wearing his spiritual cloak that is protecting me, then maybe somebody will come and smash my head open with a baseball bat or whatever it is. Because, folks, we're starting to get into some pretty scary times. All right? If a badass war breaks off over there in Israel and bombs start dropping, you're going to know death like you've never seen it. You're going to get to witness it. You've been coddled at this country, inside this nation. You've never seen the treacherous acts of war, limbs being blown off your body, burnt souls in the middle of the street, laid out everywhere, buildings burned down, crumbled to the ground. You've never seen it, America. And when that day comes upon you, Babylon is going to know that the Spirit struck. This is White Raptor News Ministries.